What's going on, ladies? This is Marcia here with another episode of Lady Strong Fitcast. I have September member of the month, Maribel. Maribel and I, we're going to be talking about how she lost one pant size in just 30 days.
So the big question is this. How were two women who didn't cheat and purchase a gym franchise model, how were they able to spread their mission and purpose by empowering and transforming hundreds of women's lives through fitness, nutrition, mindset, and accountability with a micro gym business model of women only? That is the question, and this podcast will give you the answer. We are Lady Strong Fitness.
Maribel, how are you today?
Pretty good.
Good. So thank you so much for meeting with me today.
Thank you for inviting me.
Yes, you bet. So let's talk about this. Before we talk about it, actually, let's back up for a second. You have been a part of the community for how long?
Since I moved here, I moved from California. I think it's been like a year now, and I think I don't know if it was October or November, I started going to your gym with my sister. She invited me. But yeah, I love it.
So when your sister said, "Hey, you need to come to this gym," what was your first thought process? Were you skeptical? Were you nervous? I'm kind of curious, what were those emotions like when you first started?
I I was excited because I love like trying out new things, and I was in an all girl kind of like place over there.
Sure.
Me and her used to go to. So I was kind of excited, especially after she told me like they kind of incorporated like axle bars and like CrossFit moves, because that to me it's like different and exciting. So
Yeah.
I was really excited to try it out.
Good. That makes me happy to hear. So for those of you that don't know you, I'm going to toot your own horn for you. I've had the pleasure of coaching you, and let's be honest, girl, you're strong. You lift heavy. It's amazing. It's inspiring to see you as I coach you. So yeah, I can tell when I first started coaching you, you had some experience prior to coming to Lady Strong. But since being there, I mean, it's like night and day. You're lifting heavier. I mean, when you work out hard. Let's be honest. So, which is, I mean, inspiring for the person next to you, if it's your sister or whoever it is. But the reason why, and I don't want to get off topic here, I entitled this podcast episode Dropping Down One Pant Size in Just 30 Days. You just finished our 30-day Shed to Shred challenge. Now, please tell the ladies in that 30 days, what were your results like?
In my 30 days, I mean, I had coming here, I had gained some weight. So I gained probably like around 10 or a little bit more pounds. Because of the food here is different. And my sister likes to take me everywhere to try out all this food. So I gained a lot of weight, and the peak size like fabulous here.
Yep.
I was eating pretty good, and I do work out, but I don't think I was watching my food intake as much as I should have been. And I was feeling it, like I was trying to get into the mood. Like I usually do carry a diet and work out and do like what I like to do, and try to keep myself in within a range that I really like.
Sure.
But here it kind of just went crazy. So this really helped me kind of managing my diet, which I wanted to, because my mom would like, well, she's Mexican. She likes tortillas. She likes all the fatty foods, all the mole.
Yep.
So, and then she likes her coffee with her bread in the morning. So I was just like, just really eating really bad, and I couldn't get myself back into a good routine.
Yeah.
And this kind of really pushed me to
Sure.
do it, to get back into like watching what I eat, drinking enough water, because I wasn't even drinking enough water. I wasn't drinking my gallon a day. And the supplements, I think I've never tried supplements like these. Like, yeah, I mean like pre-workout and protein, but never pills that help you build muscle or
Yeah.
detox you. I've never tried a detox system. So that was pretty different and interesting, and I did like it. I did like it. So I feel like this was a really good push for me to keep going, like go back to something that I really tried doing before.
Yeah.
And here I just kind of just went crazy eating.
Yeah. So with doing the detox, with doing the supplements, with being consistent with your nutrition and the workouts in those 30 days, I think we had came to the conclusion it was your scale says 8 pounds. Our scale said 10. So we're going to go off of ours because that's
Mhm.
when you started was on ours and that's where you finished
Yeah.
ours. So in 30 days, you lost 10 pounds, which it seems as though you got back down to that size you were prior to coming to Illinois from California. Correct me if I'm wrong.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, I did.
Amazing because you did that in just 4 weeks. Mind you, when you started with us, it was back in November and it took you a little while and it was just the accountability portion that you needed,
Hmm.
right? So,
Yeah.
do you have any advice for anyone that's listening in today, regardless if they're new to their fitness journey or if they've been a part of the community and Lady Strong, but they're struggling? What is your advice for them?
I think that I'm always like a big time, like want to try things out. Like I love trying new things out, even if it freaking scares me. Like that's how I tried CrossFit. Like I was just really scared, but I said, you know what? I'm gonna do it. If it doesn't kill you, you're fine. So this, I think it's a good way to kind of look at what you eat. Like I never understood macro counting. Now I do,
Yeah.
which I've always wanted to, but I never like, I don't know why I couldn't get it. I couldn't get it. And people would tell me like, go with this app and count, you put in your food, but I still couldn't get it. And now I actually get it and I know how to measure and I know how to keep myself within the protein that I want, the carbs, depending on what I want, like build muscle or lose weight. So I mean, for me, it was a really good learning experience that I liked.
Mm-hmm.
And I think people should try it just to kind of get an idea of how, like, you see all these people, like fitness people, like talking about eating good and counting their macros, and you're just kind of like, well, how do you do that? I want to try it. So I think it's a really good way to push yourself to try new things, and you don't really lose anything out of trying something new. You actually gain a little bit of knowledge,
Mm.
and you might like it. You never know. You might like it and keep going. And if it's not for you, then that's cool too, because you kind of tried something different. But I feel like a lot of people did pretty good and they lost a lot of weight and they lost a lot of inches. So I know my sister lost weight too, and she lost fat percentage. I mean, fat percentage is hard to lose.
Yeah.
I feel like it's so hard to lose the fat.
Yeah.
But this really like helped you do that too. So I feel like people should just try it. Never be afraid of trying something new and pushing yourself over the limit, going for a bigger weight, going for extra calorie burn. Just go for it. And it doesn't hurt you, it doesn't kill you, and it's a really good experience.
I like that you said that because at the end of the day, people don't know what they don't know. And the only way to learn is by, like you said, trying new things. And it's
Yeah.
educating yourself. It's all education, it's all knowledge. Because when people think of fitness and wellness, it's like, oh, you got to work out and eat healthy. But what does that mean? Right? That can mean anything. And like you said, macros, if you don't know what macros is, I mean, that's a great indicator that you need to actually start somewhere in order to gain that knowledge to get to that next level, right? And it sounds like
Mhm.
you have the understanding now, and it's just a matter of continuing to execute those same things that you applied and learned throughout the challenge. So now that the challenge is over, let me ask you, and I did ask Maria Duffy, who I had the pleasure of interviewing last week, and I'm going to ask you the same question. Do you feel like now that you've learned these things, are you able to continue those habits outside of the challenge?
I'm trying to. I'm not gonna lie to you.
Okay, that's fair.
I'm not gonna lie to you because I did have a beer or two,
That's fair. That's fair.
but I am giving it my go, and I do want to keep going because I really did like what I saw myself, and now I want to challenge myself to keep going and doing the macro counting, especially because I think a lot of people are kind of fear overeating and or eating too many carbs and too much food, too much protein. A lot of people think like a salad is your friend, which it is not your friend. And this kind of like pushed me to really see what I need to do to gain the muscle that I want, because I just want some muscle. Yeah. And I am pushing myself to do that, drink my water, follow my diet, you know, eat my protein, hit my carbs, and still try to accomplish what I wanted now that I understand how to do it, because I didn't. And it was a real like, it was I think my only struggle so far, understanding the macro counting and understanding how much I could have, how much carbs, what carbs I could have, and how much protein especially, and not to be afraid to go bigger in protein, you know. And it was just I want to keep it up. I do.
I love it. Very cool. So let's not overwhelm the person that's here today, because if you're tuning in and you're like, what is Marcia Maribel talking? What is this macros? Again, that's your first indicator to pay us a visit inside the studio. We'll make sure to hook you up. We do have our 8-week challenge that is coming up. I'm just curious, did you sign up for the 8-week challenge?
I didn't, but it was, I know. It was more like a personal family problem that, sure, you know, but I mean, I would have gone through it too, because I think it's a good push to push yourself and to be accountable for what you eat. And then the coaches kind of check on you, and you're always kind of like afraid. You are afraid. Yeah. I was always afraid, like, what are they going to say? Did I overeat? Am I not losing enough weight, or am I doing it right? You know, so you kind of push yourself, because you have somebody looking in on you and making sure that you're doing what you're supposed to be doing. 100%. Instead of doing it by yourself, you kind of like slack off here and there, or you kind of just start good and then just fall off, because nobody is pushing you and nobody's making you accountable for what you're doing. So this is a really good like situation, so you can push yourself and have somebody there helping you get what you want.
Yeah. At the end of the day, this is all an experiment. And I don't think people understand that. Yeah. Like, there is no perfect journey, right? It's all like, what may work for you may not work for me. And you don't know at the end of the day, like I said, you don't know what you don't know. And the only way to find out is by trying it, right? Or doing it. I hate the word try, but by doing it. But I think you have some good nuggets, good takeaways. So ladies, if you are tuning in today, I hope you took some valuable notes, because Maribel was dropping some bombs today. So Maribel, it's always a pleasure seeing you inside the studio with your sister. I appreciate you coming on the episode today. Ladies, thank you. Yes, thank you. Ladies, thank you for tuning in of another episode of Lady Strong Fit Cast. Have a blessed day, and we'll catch you on the next episode. Take care, guys. Bye.
Thanks for joining us today. If you like this episode, subscribe to our YouTube channel or find our podcast on iTunes, Google Play, Spotify, or whatever your favorite place is to listen to podcasts. And if you really liked this episode, please leave a review for us on iTunes. Thanks, and we'll see you next week.